Hello again, my beautiful people, Jamaican youth in the building yet again, and in this video, we're talking about Andre Blake. Yes, we're talking about the Jamaican international goalkeeper that plies his trade over there in the United States with the Philadelphia Union, one of the top teams in MLS. And today we're talking about, does Andre Blake want out of Philadelphia Union? And we're going to just be reacting to an article that we see came out about Andre Blake. Before we get into it, I'd like to ask you to do the usual. Please hit the like button as it helps to send the video out to more eyes. And if you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button as it helps to grow the channel. And we're trying to grow the channel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So there's an article that came out yesterday from prosoccerwire.usatoday.com. And in this article, it is kind of speculating about whether Andre Blake would like to leave the Philadelphia Union or not. So I'm going to read the article and then I'm just going to kind of give you my views on everything. But the article says, May 1, 2024, it appears that Philadelphia Union goalkeeper Andre Blake has reached the end of his patience with his longtime club. In a message posted to his Instagram story on Wednesday, the 33-year-old was unequivocal. When you are no longer happy, it's time. Blake's message came one day after Philadelphia lost 3-2 to the Seattle Sounders, making it 2 straight MLS losses and 3 games without a win. The Jamaica international has been making his discontent clear in recent months, calling out club ownership for what he believes to be a lack of investment in the team. The Union have been one of the most successful teams in MLS in recent years, finishing in the top 4 of the Eastern Conference for 5 straight seasons, winning the Supporters' Shield in 2020 and reaching MLS Cup in 2022. But Philadelphia hasn't won an MLS Cup, and earlier this season was humbled 6-0 on aggregate by Pachuca in the CONCACAF Champions Cup last 16. And then it proceeds to show a clip or a screenshot from Andre Blake's Instagram page where it says, when you are no longer happy, it's time. So what does that mean? So going on, it says, in an interview with ESPN's Football Americas prior to the season, Blake revealed his frustration with a perceived lack of ambition from ownership. He said, it comes down to the ambition of the club, Blake said. Is the club okay with just developing young players, selling, and being okay just getting into those big games but not taking the final step? But if the ambitions of the club are to really take this next step, at some point, we are going to have to make a decision to really go with the movement of the league. Blake has been with the Union since being drafted in 2014 and is the only player in MLS history to win its Goalkeeper of the Year award 3 times. And the article ends there. So Blake, pretty important player in MLS, pretty important player to Philadelphia Union, as we all know, for those of us who follow Reggae Boy football and you know, we follow our players overseas. We know that how important Andre Blake is to Philadelphia Union and how important Andre Blake is to the national team as well. So the first thing that sticks out to me is, are we interpreting what he's saying, what he posted on Instagram correctly when he says, when you are no longer happy, it's time? Does that mean that Andre Blake wants to actually leave the Union and go to another team? And if he wants to leave the Union, what plans does he have? Does he have plans of staying in the MLS or going to another league? Or, you know, is he 100% decided that he wants to leave the MLS? It seems to me like Andre Blake is a little dissatisfied with the accomplishments of the club, even though, you know, one could say that the club has been one of the top MLS teams in, in MLS, for years. And, he has pretty much had a stellar career at Philadelphia Union, as it was pointed out, goalkeeper of the year, 3 times in a row, and he's the only player in MLS history to have done that, so he's a pretty outstanding goalkeeper, Andre Blake. And one could only surmise that, he has planted roots down there in Philadelphia. Maybe, he has been there a while. He has been there since 2014, since he got drafted out of college. That's where he has been. So he's probably very well loved in Philadelphia. Very well loved at the club. Very well respected at the club. So maybe he wants to move on, and maybe the source of his discontent is the ambition of the club. He doesn't think that the club is as ambitious as maybe he would like. And so maybe he doesn't feel, very comfortable in the position anymore. And as the article said, this is coming off the back of some losses, 3-2 to Seattle Sounders, and some losses, that they have had recently. So maybe there's a little bit of frustration setting in there. He has been there for 10 years now. He has been there since 2014. And who knows, maybe Andre Blake is sounding the alarm, to try and move to a different league. Per se, a lot of us fans believe that Andre Blake has pretty much done everything that he can in MLS. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't won the MLS, but I don't think anyone can necessarily put that down to him and say he's a part of the reason they haven't won the MLS. I mean, he has been outstanding. He has been the best goalkeeper in the league for several seasons. So at a bare minimum, he's definitely holding up his end of the bargain. But maybe he wants more, And, the life of a goalkeeper, he's 33 years old now, Andre Blake. So that he still does have some more good years left in him. Because, look at Manuel Neuer, who I think is the goalkeeper for Bayern Munich. He has been keeping for years. I think he's up there in age now, 38 years old, still the starting goalkeeper for Bayern Munich. Still a very good goalkeeper. So, Andre Blake being age 33, I mean, I still think he could get into another club, or another league, a stronger league, a stronger club. A lot of us Reggae Boys fans believe that it's time for, Blake to move on to Europe. We would love to see Andre Blake in Europe. But, I mean, obviously that decision is going to come down to the opportunities that he has on the table, and if he wants to do that, because being at Philadelphia Union for as long as he has, obviously there would have been some perks. There are some perks that comes with that, in terms of his salary scale and other things, being a senior player and all of that. So he's probably one of the highest paid goalkeepers in MLS right now. So if he moves to another league, would he get the same type of salary? And what if he moves to another league, is that league going to be competitive enough to keep him sharp? Because that's important. And then the other question would also be, if he moves to another league, will he get game time? Will he be able to walk into a new club and pretty much off the bat be the starting goalkeeper? I personally think that Andre Blake is capable of going to other leagues in Europe and doing well. I mean, I don't want to go out and say England as yet, because England can be tricky. Look at Matt Turner. Matt Turner was a good goalkeeper in MLS, went over to England, and it's not, he's finding it difficult to get regular game time. So, whether it is England or another European league, it would be interesting, and it would be good to see Andre Blake move to another league, and hopefully it is in Europe. So we don't know if what he's writing on his Instagram is suggesting that he wants to leave Philadelphia Union, but it seems like, based on the article I read, based on their interpretation of what he wrote on his Instagram and some other interviews that he gave, it may seem like he wants out of Philadelphia. But I don't want to go out on a limb and say that that's the case as yet. But whatever Andre Blake chooses to do, we definitely support him. I am a big fan of Andre Blake. Very important goalkeeper for Jamaica, and a player that I personally would love to see play in Europe. I think he has the chops. I think he has the skills. He definitely could be an outstanding goalkeeper in Europe. Again, England can be tricky, even though all of us would love to see him in England. I personally would love to see him in England. But if not England, I mean, you have Belgium, you have Germany, you have Italy, you have Spain. You know, wherever he can get playing time, a good salary, and he will be respected. You know, it's a competitive league to keep him sharp. I would definitely support him. So I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to make this video too long. But kudos to Andre Blake. Big up yourself if you ever see this video. And we wish you all the best. I'm going to leave it here. Anyway, please smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Until next time, take care of yourself. Walk good. I'm out.